Hey Mo Powerline, I'm going to take a quick 2 minutes and show how to antifreeze your machine and how to de-antifreeze it. This machine right here, I can just take a quick peek. I know my antifreeze, we keep the color up. I know we've got a full tank of antifreeze there. We use kind of a pinkish red color. And you can't necessarily go off the color of it, okay? So we recommend windshield wash fluid for a couple of reasons, mainly because it's environmentally friendly. So you can buy windshield wash solvent at Walmart in their automotive store, or Pep Boys, or one of those guys, or your local Napa kind of dealer that is higher grade, so it protects to a lot lower temperature. You can actually take 50% methanol, 50% water, and if you mix the two together, you're at 50 below. Like it. We work in some cold areas. We've shipped everywhere, hot areas, cold areas, but that's what I recommend, because regular car antifreeze isn't good for the environment, and I don't like RV antifreeze because it'll protect, but it'll swell a little bit. So I've seen some pumps get a little swelling with RV antifreeze, and it's caused some damage. So no RV antifreeze. I don't really like car antifreeze. And the other process, part of this process, is you'll end up diluting the product down. So windshield wash is really easy to test. Get a tester and always check it. Check what temperature you're protecting to, okay? You want to protect your assets. This is your asset, right? So let's go through it real quick. I got Chris helping me. This is one of our high dollar, real expensive videos. This is actually back in our production area. It don't look too bad. I'd want to spiff it up if we're going to make a video, right? But the machine, look at that. Isn't that the bomb? So this is getting ready to ship out. So we're going to have to antifreeze it anyway to go out. So again, I just look at these, the bowls that hold the screens, the meshes, and I can tell it's clear. So I automatically know that it's got fresh water in it. Now come over here. Now we've got a three-way valve on here. You've got to follow that arrow right there. So that arrow's going from the tank to this side. See it? Now I'm going to switch it because we're going to antifreeze this bad boy. So it's going from here to here, right? So again, that's fresh water. This way is going to pull off your antifreeze tank. Nice big antifreeze sticker on there. Okay. Now there's on and off if you're going to work on the filters. I'm going to turn that back in the on position. That's so the water's flowing. This is flowing antifreeze. That's the direction we want it. We know we got a full antifreeze tank. We got some water in our tank. So right now we're going to antifreeze the system. Now you want to hook a trigger gun onto it, or you can use the valves in the back but this way you're antifreezing right to the tip. Okay? Now, what was that? Oh, I'm hearing things again. Gosh darn it, I have to get back to my psychiatrist. All right, so this is a serious video. So always follow safety. There's Chris there. He's got his glasses on, his boots. He's got his Levi's. He's looking good. Gloves. Did the safety check out right. Make sure we're all safe. Don't drink the antifreeze. Don't ever drink antifreeze. Don't leave it out for pets. All right, I'm on one today. All right, well, they wanted me to make the video, so you get what you pay for. All right, so I'm going to choke this engine. I'm going to go ahead and turn the key. I think we've run this. Test fired it. Okay, it's brand spanking new. And so I'm going to run it. I want to make sure this back valve's open. Let's make sure we go through a check valve. So the reel he's on is open. So we're going to antifreeze this reel first. Then once he's antifreezed, we're going to shut it off. Then we're going to antifreeze this hose reel. So we know that both hose reels are antifreezed, right? Now if you're really going to put it to bed, you can put a couple gallons of antifreeze in the water tank down in the bottom there. We deliberately don't put a bottom drain in the water tank. They get broken off. They just do. So sometimes there'll be a little bit of ice in the bottom of the tank. So if you're in a really cold area, or if you can't store this where it's warm, put a little bit of antifreeze in the tank. You're going to lose it. Cost of doing business. But at least it's protected, right? So this part right here, this joint right here, and when it gets really cold, that joint right there will freeze if you don't have a little antifreeze in there, in your water tank. So you can just get up, pour a gallon or two in there, drain the water out, and excuse me, I gotta put more ice in the bong water. Oh, that's in Colorado. We're in Utah. Friday afternoon, you know, we got a class going on. We're having fun. All right, this is all seriousness. I got to get serious here. Okay, again, we're ready to go. We're ready to go on the back end. Double check yourself, okay? Now, Chris is going to have the trigger pulled. I like to start all these machines with the trigger pulled. Follow the safe startup procedures. Go ahead and pull it one more time. There you go. Always let that pressure off. Now what we just did, again, we shut off the water supply. Notice the antifreeze went down. It flowed right flowed through the filters, through the head of the pump. And then when he let go of the trigger, that's why I like to antifreeze the trigger and antifreeze the line that goes back to the water tank. Eventually that water tank will turn a little bit pink because it shoots that antifreeze through that relief valve line, because you don't want to freeze that line either. Now, I have people ask about the soap tank antifreeze, and yes, you'd have to antifreeze it as well. Just so you know, keep your soaps warm if you're going out on the job and it's cold weather. Soaps work better when it's warm, of course, but keep your soap from freezing. All soaps freeze. Now, you can add a little isopropyl alcohol or a little windshield wash to the soaps. That won't hurt anything. Little trick there from old Pro Mo. All right, we're gonna antifreeze the other line. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shut that line off so we know we're flowing through this line. Chris, you do that good, man. All right, so we're gonna bring that out. We burned through a lot of antifreeze in here. We don't want that machine freezing. Do not freeze your machine. So this one will be really quick. So we ran until we saw the foam come out, because we put a little bit of foamer in our antifreeze so we know when it's coming out. But again, you want to test that over time so you know if it's getting diluted, right? So we're going to antifreeze the machine, and then we're going to recapture the antifreeze, show you how to go back to work. So we're trying not to make this video too long. Okay, you ready? Yep. Okay, green light. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. This will only take a second. Last go. Okay. Now he's pulling the trigger when it shut off so you don't get the back pressure. I don't like back pressure on these motors, but that means they're wound tight. Okay, we're going to recapture the antifreeze. Let's say you're going back. Okay, so you're totally antifreezed on this machine. Now we're going to recapture the antifreeze real quick. Okay, number one, I'm going to go to the water tank. Now we're going to flow water through the system. Follow that arrow. I'm going to take the top off of here. I like having a helper. I know I can do it by myself. I've done it for years, but it's nice. I'm getting old. I got to have a helper. Okay, so see how that's inserted in the tank. See, it's dripping the antifreeze. So we're going to run that till it comes clear. That means it's running all the way through through the heating coil as well as the pump. And if you just take your time, double check your valving, and that way you know your antifreeze completely. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. Probably got to choke it, still a little cold. watching for is when that clears out. Okay, now you've recaptured your antifreeze and you're ready to go. You're ready to put your gun on or your surface cleaner and go to work. Okay, pretty simple. Only takes a couple minutes. I've kind of stretched this out, but once you've gotten used to it, you can do it really quick. But always make sure you re-antifreeze the machine. Now, some guys will leave it bypass. Probably not a good idea if it's really cold, okay? It's better just to shut it off, antifreeze it real quick. Now that's how this antifreeze can get re-diluted. So you got to check your concentration of your antifreeze on a regular basis, and happy washing. Washing's a great business. It's getting better and better and better as this recession kicks in. This next recession, we're all going to get rich.